Devin first, obviously, being able to have the ball at the end of the game and make the plays that you made. Just maybe speak to what that was like, being in those moments you've been in before, but to be able to do it in opening game and find a Kogi and Gordon and Nurkic for a huge shot. What was that like for you tonight?
Just trust building with the team. This is game one, and we understand that we have the depth, we have the talent all the way around, and just using that. I had it going in the first half, and we knew that they're going to throw some different type of defense at us, and they did that down the stretch. And credit Jo, credit EG, Nurk for finishing those plays, but this was a good win for us. I think a test like that, the first game, how we can see the energy sway and the game go back and forth, and then tighten it up down the stretch to get a win. It was big for us.
Clearly, you were ready to go right from the start. Well, what was that first quarter, first half like for you? Just with the toe and still going for it.
I'm not really too much worried about it. I feel complete when I'm back on the court. So, it's been a long summer. I started losing confidence in myself, and I need to get back out on the court. I feel better out there.
Last thing I had was, in the role you're in now, there's going to be turnovers. Like, it's just obvious because you're going to have the ball more than you've had it before. But how are you able to, tonight, just overcome that mentally and still be in attack mode and still looking to make plays?
Just understanding that, I was tired as hell. It's the first game, and, I have been out for over a week now with the toe, so this is my first time getting back on the court, going up and down. So that first win was tough, but, that'll build through the season, and, we'll figure out spacing, and, I won't be turning the ball over 6 times a game.
Just to piggyback a little bit off that, when the game's on the line like that, how do you determine when to be aggressive and look for your shot and dish like you did?
I think they're just reads. Honestly, I was being aggressive. Those last 2 passes to Nurk and Jo were supposed to be shots first. I rose up, and the defender came, and, I made the play after that. But like I said, credit those guys for being in the right spot. They understand the spacing. Nurk knew he could catch it and drive and get an easy layup, and Jo, was amazing tonight. Not just that 3, just all over the offensive boards, getting us extra possessions and extra looks that we needed.
And what you've been doing this for a while, obviously. Before the game, going into this season, did it feel any different? I mean, was there excitement? Was there nervousness? How did you feel?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same routine every year. That first one, no matter what you say or how many years you have under your belt, you get anxious. And that usually changes after a quarter or two. We brought the team together after the first quarter, and it was like, that was the first win. Now we're on to the season. And it's a whole new group, so everybody's getting to know each other, getting personality, and I think communication is what's next for us that we need to stress. Just talking to each other, even when teams go on run, just stick together and weather the storm.
Devin, the Warriors usually have a strong third quarter, which they did tonight, but you guys really shut them down in the fourth quarter. How are you guys able to do that defensively?
It's tough. Obviously, Steph went out with 5 fouls. That helped a bit. He had a lot of momentum for their team, but just sticking to the principles, sticking to the game plan. Like I said, communication trumps everything, and in that third quarter, I think we went mute, we went quiet, and playing against a team like that with the experience that they have, you have to talk through every play 1 through 5, and that's my job as a leader and everybody throughout the team, that just keep communicating with each other.
Devin, kind of bouncing off the playmaking, specifically down the stretch, in previous years you've played with a guy now on the other team that might have had the ball in his hands in those situations. How do you feel like playing with Chris Paul has prepared you for the role you have now, and maybe for those last 3 possessions in which you guys were able to put him away?
So many ways, not just one, but obviously he, is one of the best players, if not at manipulating the game and situations and reading the game and knowing what's going to happen before each possession. So, he's viewed the game for a very long time in a different spot, and, he was somebody that I could be a sponge to for a very long time, and still to today, I'll ask him anything because, I've been in the league for a long time now. Not a lot of people care about it as much as he does. So, I love being around those type of people where, the focus is there, the commitment's there, and was he year 19, still doing it. So, very impressive.
Hi, Devin. One quick question. Are we expected to see more you in headband this season?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just take it day by day.
It looks good on you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't know how they can follow that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear from you no more.
You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. I was going to make a comment about that. But no, I was going to ask. You mentioned communication. In the fourth quarter, is that what turned it defensively, that you guys started communicating?
I think so. The end of the third, the start of the fourth. We don't know each other. This is, we had a training camp, a few preseason games, and, we really haven't been tested and put in situations. And that's the beauty of a long NBA season. You get to use these games to prepare and, get ready for when it counts. And even though we're in game one, man, it just starts now. And, it's going to be an exciting season. Appreciate it.
Coach, obviously, the turnovers are one thing, but then to see Devin at the end make 3 plays, 3 assists, and close it out that way when we know him as a scorer, what does that mean to see him deliver like that at the end?
It's a good start to a new phase of his career, where he's going to be the primary ball handler. I think he's really embraced taking a leadership role on this team, playing more traditional point guard where he can. He's a threat to go into kill mode at any point. And, he has the savvy to read defenses and pick them apart with the pass, which was the beauty of this game. There's a lot of positives from this game, but that was probably the biggest one.
Curious, defensively, Kevin alluded to it at the end there, really holding them down at the end of the game. What did you see defensively, not just the last couple of minutes, but the entire game?
Yeah, the effort, for four quarters was great. They got away from us a little bit in the third quarter with we kept putting them through the free throw line, and for the most of the game, we had really good fouling discipline, absorbing contact, showing our hands, earning no calls, and we have to earn those, but we didn't in that third. But second and fourth quarter, 18 points for this, going against this team in this building, that's exceptional on the defensive end. First, especially for game one of these guys, learning each other and learning a new system.
The only other thing I had just to follow up with Durant, obviously didn't shoot it the way he would like. He talked about other guys, having his back and stepping up. And Josh Okogie, not only did he hit the huge 3, but he went 7 for 9, was active. Maybe just speak to Josh's performance tonight.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his game, as I've said many times, and he played as well as anybody on the floor tonight. He's guarding Steph Curry basically every minute that he's out there and chasing him around, using a lot of energy there, and still finds his way with his cuts, crashes, and drives, to impact the game offensively, which is not always the case when you got to chase a guy like Steph, and to do all that, by the way, he had more than 4 offensive rebounds. He had about 8 offensive rebounds. Yeah, some of them, they didn't count or whatever, but he was a demon on the glass. And then obviously the big 3, he really works on his craft, and he's an improved shooter, and he's going to knock down big 3s for us all year.
Frank, I was going to ask you about that 3. Last year during the playoffs, Josh really struggled to hit that shot. Was that something that you noticed before you came over to scouting him from last year? And just how much has he worked on that just leading up to this point?
He works on it a ton, and he's got a good-looking shot. He actually shot a higher percentage last season than he had earlier in his career. So it's coming around for him. And, I think on this team, he's going to get a lot more open looks. And, obviously going to knock that down. If a guy doesn't have a good-looking stroke and he doesn't work on it, then I'm not going to green light him and give him the confidence to shoot that as much as I will give Josh the green light to shoot that and encouragement, because I believe in his shot.
Coach, it's a unique challenge for centers going up against this team. How did you think Nurkic and Drew Eubanks did defensively tonight?
Outstanding. It's a nightmare, honestly. When you're asking your bigs to be up when Steph or Clay comes off any screens. The only thing I would say is we didn't protect them on the backside enough. You know, when he was up and they made the pocket pass, we didn't make enough plays from our low man. But, you know, those guys did their jobs at a high level.
Anything else, Coach?